I'm Kerry. I'm the host of Best of Us Investors. This is Monday, October the 25th, 2021. That's important that you know what the date is when you're watching this video, because I'm going to make some references and you need to understand where we are, because this is going to happen fast. I was watching Squawk Box this morning, and Joe Kernan interviewed a guy by the name of Mike Wilson. Mike Wilson is the Chief Investment Officer of Morgan Stanley. And they were having a conversation about inflation and hyperinflation. And then Joe asked Mike about, well, how is genome sequencing and genome editing going to figure into the future market? And he said, well, that's part of the healthcare section, and healthcare has been suppressed this last quarter, so it probably has some growth potential. And Joe said, well, I don't really think that genome sequencing and genome editing is part of the healthcare position, which said to me, Mike is the chief investment officer, and he doesn't really understand genome sequencing and genome editing. And then Joe asked him, well, how do you feel the metaverse will fit into your future investment strategies? And he said, oh, the metaverse, I'm too old for that. I won't be around when that happens. And I thought, he doesn't know. He really doesn't know. So I thought, well, maybe he's older than I think he is. So I looked it up, and he went to Michigan State, and based on the year he graduated, I figure he's 54 years old. He's a lot younger than me. I'm 77, and I'm going to be around for the metaverse. I'm going to be around for the metaverse's Taylor Swift concert. And he's saying he ain't going to be around. Maybe as a terminal illness, or maybe he doesn't know. He doesn't know what the metaverse is and how it's going to play it. He doesn't know that Mark Zuckerberg is hiring 10,000 people to prepare Facebook for the presentation to me of Taylor Swift's metaverse concert. He doesn't know. I've got an advantage because I do. I understand it. I understand genome sequencing. He doesn't. He hasn't read the books I've read. He didn't watch the Walter Isaacson interview. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, watch yesterday's video. He didn't see that where Walter said that the CRISPR is bigger than the digital revolution. He doesn't know. So what I want to do in this video is bring you up to speed with what I know is going to happen and what Facebook is going to do and how it's going to change the way we live, and how, as a result of us knowing this, we can become millionaires, because we're there and we're at the ticket booth for Taylor's concert before they have a clue. All right, I'm not your financial advisor, and we'll get right to this.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Griegmeyer.
Okay, I want to take you through the progression of the web, and so that you understand exactly what happened and what's going to happen. Web 1.0 was basically a presentation of static information. You would search Google or whatever your search engine was, and they would give you static information. And that's what Web 1.0 is. Web 2.0 introduced the social element of it, where you could interact much as you can here. You can make comments around this video. You and I can communicate. You can come to my Discord and we can talk. We can go to a Zoom meeting and we can interact. That's Web 2.0, okay? Web 3.0 is on the verge as a result of artificial intelligence and machine learning. That is to say, our interaction now is limited to the amount of information that we have. Web 3.0 is going to bring all the data that everybody has collected about you and I and help us make better decisions. It will help our those who want to advertise to us put more pertinent information in front of us. We won't have to ask as many questions to get the answers that we're searching. It will bring all the data that is there and allow not only relative to us, but anybody like us. So again, we can make better decisions. We'll put 5G into that, and in fact, we'll learn from my furnace as to when my furnace is going to go out, and 3.0 will notify me about it, okay? That gives you that's what's right around the corner. And we're partially there. Web 4.0 is the metaverse. And that's what I want to focus on, because I think that's coming faster than the difference from 2.0 and 3.0. Let me tell you the story. Okay. Facebook, well, first of all, let me tell you about Taylor Swift. I did a video on January the 8th, 2020, on Taylor Swift's 5G concert. I actually said she would present it on February 5th, 2021. I was ahead of myself. It ain't going to happen that fast. It's probably going to be 2023. So I then said, all right, she'll still do it. It will be presented by Facebook. Facebook will present Taylor Swift's new concert in 2023. So I wanted to get some reference. What is Taylor accustomed to doing? Well, she finished her Reputation tour, and that tour consisted of 53 shows. So she really did almost a show a week for the last year. She had an attendance of that of 2,545,370 people. The average ticket price was $135.81. Her box office off of those 53 tours was $345.7 million. Okay? That gives you some point of what Taylor's life is all about. I'm telling you, Facebook will present Taylor's next tour in 2023, and it will be one concert, and it will be in one stadium, and you're going to be invited to attend virtually on the Metaverse. And your ticket price is not going to be $135.81. It's going to be $20. Okay? And you're going to attend virtually, one show. So I said, okay, well, what is the attendance going to be to this virtual? And I'll explain the virtual concert to you. So I went and I looked up how many followers does Taylor have on Instagram? 182 million. 182 million followers. Now let's assume that half of them attend Taylor's concert presented by Facebook in the Metaverse. She's going to have 90 million people show up to that virtual concert. They're each going to pay $20, and she's going to make $1.8 billion off of that concert, compared to 52 concerts making her $345.7 million. Which would you rather do? So, okay, what does this look like, Carrie? What am I going to get for my $20? You're going to have an avatar, and you're going to go onto Facebook, and you'll have your Facebook avatar that you use all over Facebook for all kinds of purposes, and we aren't going to get into that right now. But you will go into the stadium. It will be the virtual stadium, and you'll see billboards in that stadium, and one of them is going to say, after the concert, come to Best of Us Investors and let Carrie teach you how to invest in the next big thing. Would I do that? Of course I would. I'm going to have 90 million people walk through that door. So see the financial end of it? Now, I'm going to walk a little further down, and there's going to be a booth. And it's going to have all the things that I might want to buy. A Taylor Swift t-shirt, a Taylor Swift coffee mug, a Taylor Swift hat, some of her songs, some connection to put this on my whatever music channel. And I'll click, and it'll be delivered. That's the virtual concert. Now, my avatar will move into the stadium. Will I be up in the nosebleed seats? No. My $20 will give me front row and center. Heck, if I want to get on the stage with Taylor, my avatar, I will be able to. I'll be able to interact. I'll be able to go look at the drummer and the guitar. And I'll be able to turn to the person next to me, their avatar, say, "Where are you from? Have you ever been to a Taylor Swift concert before? Hey, what are you doing after the concert?" Yeah, I'll be able to do that. And we'll be able to interchange, all for $20. Okay? That's what's going to happen. And that's what I know about that Mike Wilson, the chief investment officer of Morgan Stanley, doesn't have a clue about. In fact, he doesn't think he'll live to see it. And he's only 54 years old. He doesn't know about it. And he's the chief investment officer of Morgan Stanley. Hell, he doesn't know about what? This. He doesn't know about CRISPR. He hasn't read the code breaker. He doesn't know about it. He thinks it's all still about healthcare. He doesn't know. And that gives me an advantage because I do. Because I'm reading 2 books right now about the metaverse. And I'm learning not only that Facebook, Apple, Google, and Netflix are going to be some of the platforms that are going to present me these concerts or these sporting events or this ski trip or this cruise or whatever you want to attend for $20 that would have cost you $135. It's available. It's available. Can't go on a cruise because of the coronavirus? Don't worry about it. Carnival and Royal Caribbean will take you virtually. And you'll still be able to go to the shows and eat at the restaurants. You'll have to fix your own food, but it'll be there. That's what the Web 4.0 is all about, the metaverse. Now, what do I need to do now? As I tell you, I'm reading some books. And I'll share that information with you as I figure it out. Because what I'm looking for now, I know the platforms. I know the Facebook, Apple, Google, Netflix. What I don't know is the facilitators. Who's going to make this possible? Who's going to do the science behind it that makes it possible? Who's the Apple of 1980? Who's the IPO that's going to come out for $22 a share next month that's going to make Taylor's concert better than I can even imagine it? Who is that? I don't know. But I go back to, if you watched yesterday's video, I told you I learned about CRISPR from a young lady in Switzerland, I believe it was, who was a medical student who said, "Carrie, you need to look into this." And then Patrick came a couple months later and said, "You need to watch this video on CRISPR from the University of Wisconsin." That's how I learned about it, from my tribe. That's what if this excites you, like you might see it excites me, I want to invite you to come to Best of Us Investors. I want you to join this. I want you to get out of following Mike Wilson's recommendations, the chief executive officer of Morgan Stanley, because he doesn't know a damn thing about this. He's too busy watching the banking industry. That's what he told me I should invest in this next week. The banking industry, hell, they're up 40% this last year. Doesn't he know about Bitcoin? Doesn't he know about Square? Doesn't he know that that industry is antiquated? And if I could get away from it tomorrow, I would? He doesn't know that. Okay. I tell you what. This just gets more exciting every day. I get up and I say, what am I going to do my video on? And then I see this on Squawk Box, and I see this 54-year-old guy who's rose up to be the chief investment officer of Morgan Stanley, and I figure out he doesn't know what's about to happen. Talk to you again tomorrow.